and crude and inappropriate. And I don't appreciate it, but too bad.
Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name is Michael.
My name is Sean. My name is Sean. Shit, I did what you did the other week.
We got to restart it.
Really?
No.
Nah, we're good.
Welcome back. We are the Young Crumbs. We have been.
And we always will
and we
be.
currently are.
Young Crumbs
the Young
podcast.
Crumbs
Episode 62.
How are you today, Sean?
Good.
62. I think my dad's 62.
That's cool.
It's a long, not weeks, years.
Are you
obviously.
saying your dad's old? Or are you
a 62-year-old can't, a 62-week-old.
Podcast.
That's like a parent that can't let go of the fact that their kid is a year old.
Yeah.
A year and
Why don't
10
we just say a
weeks.
year and... That's a funny concept.
14 months.
14 months, yeah.
It's about 60 weeks, I think.
Or do we transfer it into... Well, it's not really a weekly thing. It's just an episode thing. So never mind. Won't really work. Good idea, though.
The
you
Young
want to talk
Crumbs
about...
baby is
No.
62 weeks old.
Yeah, the young Crumbs is a little baby.
The idea of it, though,
So much older.
eternal.
Like I said, we will forever be
Yes.
the Young Crumbs podcast.
How have you been recently? Of recent?
Pretty good, Michael. Pretty stress-free. How about you?
Oh, mate. Are you feeling stressed? Because
You were.
Not currently, I was, though.
Mm.
I'm like, Jesus, you don't realize you're super stressed until you get it all off you.
And then you're
Wow.
like,
holy smokes, I feel exhausted, but so much better.
yeah.
And I was like, this kind of ties into something I wanted to say off the bat.
Mm.
And that was last week. So I didn't edit last week's episode.
I did.
You edited the last week's episode.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say too much about it, but I'm going to say I was like peak stress when we did that episode, and I feel like I was just being really negative. And I was saying things that I wouldn't typically say.
Yeah.
Like I was just kind of like when you say something, like a good example is we're talking about traveling distances for like a hookup or whatever, or a boyfriend. And I was like, and I was saying like, oh, I personally wouldn't. No, I was saying all power to ya, but me personally, no way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't kind of like, I'm just
You're
kind
still
of,
passing judgment.
yeah, I'm kind of saying like, yeah.
Well, I was saying the same things as well.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just felt like I'm usually more careful about the things I say and like try not to offend. So I'm basically just going to say, if I said
all
anything,
power to you. That's what you're saying?
yeah.
But no judgment this time.
But no judgment.
No.
I'm like, good on you if that works for you and that's your relationship or whatever. But
it was a funny topic.
I've just it's so weird. Like when you finally get a bit stressless.
Stressless.
When you get a bit stressless, you're like, holy smokes.
Restless, stressless.
Breastless.
Young Crumbs. What? Anyways,
Why
yes.
is my chicken
You
all
wanted
legs?
Anyways, yes.
So,
you want to talk about...
Just stress is crazy.
Yeah, stress.
I did tell you before the podcast, but I was so stressed that anything on my plate,
You had a lot of things on your plate.
I was just wanting to like get rid of.
And you didn't tell me about it at all, Michael.
No,
I'm
I
pissed.
didn't. To the point where I told Sean today, I was like, I thought about...
Yeah, he goes, oh yeah,
like-
I was about to cancel the podcast indefinitely.
like forever.
And I was like, wait, what? I was like, you can't do that to me.
And I was like, when you're just stressed and you want to get rid of everything on your plate?
Yeah.
Like,
You just want to be
at
like, oh,
once.
I'll do that later.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, like that's the level of stress. I was just
Yeah.
about to like throw everything in the tent, like, in the bin.
You would leave millions of fans crying if we canceled
Millions.
the show. Literally millions. Do you know how many people listen to this?
This can't be a one-man show.
No. I can't do this myself. I can't talk smack.
This is what a one-man show would be like. Hey, do you want to hear my joke? And that's it.
That's it. And that's it. That's episode 1
Thank
of
you
the
for listening.
Young Crumb
The Young
podcast.
Crumb. Singular
Just
Crumb.
wouldn't work. No, I've said before, sometimes this podcast can get like, it's an hour out and sometimes it can be a little stressful to do,
Yeah.
but I always enjoy doing it because it's just fun to just talk
What's
nonsense.
weird? We've been doing this for 62 weeks.
Yeah.
And yet, every Monday, I'm like, oh shit, I have to record the podcast.
Yeah, you just sort of forget.
It hasn't like sunk in yet that
yeah.
that's a thing we do each week. It's not like, when you think, oh, Thursday's soccer training.
Yeah. It's
if
like
someone says to
Monday
me,
podcast.
if someone says to me like last week sometime, what are you doing next Monday? I'd be like, nothing, mate.
man.
I got nothing on Mondays. That's
I've got
easy.
a free day, mate.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to
Free
do.
afternoon.
Free afternoon.
I'm
all good
yours.
to go. Oh, the podcast. That's what it is.
Yeah, and then it's on the day. I'm like,
That's on
oh
the day.
fuck, I'm now stressed and I want to cancel it.
What? It doesn't take that. I enjoy.
No, it took a lot. Like I was flat out with a lot of stuff going on, but I'm good now. You know.
We forgive you, Michael.
Yeah,
On behalf of me,
shaved a few years off my life.
and everyone that listens to this podcast, we forgive you.
Too
So
right.
you're off scot free.
Hands
You
it-
almost got cancelled. You only get one strike per year, so you're done for the year. Any more comments out of you, and you're gone.
I'll just stay quiet.
Okay,
then. I'll let you
All right.
talk. I'll
That's
nod.
good. Perfect. I've still got a strike for this year. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
What was I saying before?
I've got an apology up my sleeve.
I forgot what I was saying.
Have you seen those YouTuber apology speedruns?
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I've seen that. They're pretty funny.
Where he like
Yeah.
splashes the water on his face. I just want to say I'm sorry to all those that I offended.
Yep.
I really didn't mean it was out of character. And it's like, how'd I do?
I go, bam, whoa, let's go. That's it. That's
So
it. That's the
quick.
one. Have you
Speaking-
seen those? Oh, sorry. Have you seen those Tinder rejection speed videos? They're like, they're on Tinder. They're like, here we go. Oh, that's the one. Then he
a
gets a match.
match.
He quickly writes up a pickup line. He's like, come on. There it is. And it's like someone coming up saying like ew or something.
Or
And he's like,
unmatched
there
or
it is. Let's go. Anyways, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was going to say, speaking of YouTube apologies, Logan Paul just fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Now, boxing isn't yet a banned topic.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But we talk about it a fair bit.
We do.
We more talk about like YouTuber boxing.
We talk
more
about
than anything.
UFC and stuff like
So
that.
famous-
It's entertainment.
Famous YouTuber
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul
For
fought Floyd Mayweather, who's
the best boxer to, well, it depends who you ask, but the best boxer to have
Yeah.
ever done the sport.
yeah, so
50 and 0,
he's
never
a
lost.
featherweight boxer who's 50 and 0.
He's 100, I think it was 155 pounds. I don't know how much that is in kilos.
So I can tell you,
Yeah.
I'm 100. I recently cracked 80 kilograms.
Okay.
So
and
I've
how
always
much is
been
that?
I've always been like pretty skinny.
Yeah.
But
Wait, you're 80?
I got 80 kilograms, and I was
80 as well.
I was curious about the same
Let's
thing.
kiss.
I was. Hey, how much
sorry.
do you weigh, honey?
Our numbers line up.
Um,
Yeah, so how many pounds is
and
that?
175.
So I think Logan Paul had to be below 180 pounds.
Right.
And Floyd was just 155, I think. But it was an exhibition, so like technically
doesn't mean anything.
there was no judges' score, so technically no one lost unless someone got knocked out. So there was no judging score, there was no like winner at the end. It was just like, hey, that was fun. But yeah, it was pretty funny.
I haven't. How old's Floyd Mayweather? He's got to be like 55,
he's 40,
right?
40 odd, 50 odd, yeah.
He's
around
about
there.
50,
He's old.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
His
he would have
age-
made so much money.
Yeah.
They both would have made so much money.
Tell you what, he's pretty.
It's pretty ballsy to step in the ring because Logan, like, he had nothing to lose. If he loses, gets knocked out, it's like, yeah, the dude's 50 and 0. Been doing this for years,
Yeah.
obviously. But if he goes in and like even puts up a performance that's decent, which is what he did,
Yeah.
he wins because it's like, yeah, you're not very good.
Yeah.
I did a decent job.
I think even in that sense, like you can't even say it's a show of how like Floyd Mayweather's skill.
No.
Because Logan's probably got like 3 or 4 inches on him in terms
Yeah.
of reach. So he's out of reach most of the time. Like Logan can throw punches that Floyd can't hit back again, like or kind of counter towards kind of thing.
That's why
like,
it sort of made it interesting.
he's so much bigger.
He's just so much bigger,
Yeah.
but he has not as much experience as him. So
And
it just makes it that really interesting
and-
sort of.
Yeah, and Floyd's never been a knockout artist.
He's a defensive
He's
guy.
a defensive.
So it's a bit-
He's a defensive boxer, so he
Yeah.
just kind of stays still and
well, I haven't
buys
seen
it-
any
buys
of
his
the fight.
time.
I've seen like one gif of like Logan punching him in the face, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm.
But I haven't seen any of the highlights or anything like that.
Yeah,
I didn't buy it. I'm like, no. I'm not
all
that
the kids at school today were like freaking out over it.
Really?
They were like, "So, did you watch the fight?" And I'm like, "Mate, I'm at work.
Yeah. Did they watch the
we
fight?
don't have pay-per-view in the staff room. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?"
That's weird.
Yeah, they all
Well, we
watched it on
watched
their phones, like illegally, probably.
Oh, really?
Mm.
So it's a big deal for the youngins.
Yeah, they love it.
Oh, okay.
They love everything. Yeah,
It was interesting, but I don't know. I was just at home not doing it.
don't care.
Don't really care that much. It was still interesting though.
Speaking of Tinder, Maybe a bit early.
Okay, yeah. No, you want to do it now?
We'll do it at the end and treat it a bit like a
okay.
A bit like a listener segment.
We have Lyndal sent us. So she was obviously on Tinder when she was single, and she had a whole bunch of pickup lines that she got sent by guys, and she had a whole bunch of screenshots that she sent us a while ago.
Yeah.
And we never really went through them, and we're like, let's go through them today. But we're gonna do that later. We'll do that later.
We'll do it later.
Do it later.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about seafood, Michael, real quick.
Seafood, like cucumbers,
No, don't.
Chips.
No, don't start.
Carrots.
He made this joke before the podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make it on the podcast." I'm like, "That's not funny." And he's like, "I can't even think of words that start with C." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Anyways, yes, seafood. So
my favorite.
I went
seafood,
to a place. Shut up.
Kebab.
Let me speak. What?
The joke there is that it's a.
Yeah, no, I got the joke. Yeah.
Okay.
You are making me cancel this podcast, definitely. If you keep chirping your
I
lips.
keep you alive.
So I went to a place.
Yes.
Called the Kicking In? Yeah, I think it's a Kicking In place. I don't know what it's called. It's called Kicking In something, right?
The Krabby Patty.
And no.
No, that's the burger's name.
That's
What's
the
it
burger's
called?
name.
The Krusty Krab.
Krusty Krab. No.
Krusty Krab?
Yeah, no, it's the Krusty Krab. No, you're right.
I was thinking like Krusty. That's from The Simpsons.
Yeah. No, the Krusty Krab. And what's the burger name? What did you say?
The Krabby Patty.
Krabby Patty. That's the one. Yeah, I went there, and the whole thing is, as some people have probably seen it on Instagram and stuff, is that you order a whole bunch of seafood, and they cook it in a bag with a whole bunch of sauce.
Yeah.
And then they pour it out onto your table, and you get gloves and aprons, and you sort of rip in.
Mm.
And it was cool. It was a cool experience. But I've never really been a big seafood person, and my girlfriend's a big seafood person.
Yeah.
She's like, I love it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind it. See, the thing is, seafood in general is neutral. I'm like, I can eat it. It's fine. I don't hate it. I'll eat it.
Like the Swiss.
But, yeah. But the price and everything else just makes it just negative because you pay so much for it. You don't get that much. We ate, and I was like, I'm still hungry, but I don't want to order more food because it's so expensive. I saw how much they were putting the money, how much it was each, and I was like, I don't know if this is worth it. It was still a fun experience, but it was just until I experience really nice seafood.
Yeah.
But you know you're paying extra for, and that's fine. You know that. Until I experience that, I don't know. I just don't get the whole big deal with seafood. You know what I mean? I don't hate it. It's just not the best.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I think I haven't experienced much restaurant. I haven't seafood. My family does seafood quite often.
Okay.
We'll do fish, or Dad will do barbecued salmon with skin on type of thing, and we'll make a guacamole type thing to go on top. And, delicious. We'll do
Can I come over?
Prawns every Christmas. We love seafood in our family at home. But I have little to no experience apart from salt and pepper squid.
Yeah.
Getting seafood.
Calamari.
Yeah, getting seafood.
Nice. Yeah.
Apart from a fish and chip shop.
Maybe some oysters. That's about it.
Yeah, but even then, I'm I don't really know. I just haven't really experienced it out. But I'm the same with steaks.
You son of a bitch. I was thinking this before the podcast. I was thinking of what I was going to say about this. And I was like, the thing is it's the same with steak.
Yeah.
The steak, a cheap steak isn't worth it because it's so bland and boring.
Yeah.
Unless I'm spending top dollar and I know I'm going to get something really nice. Yeah. Like the one we had in Japan. That was really expensive and it tastes delicious. I'm not going to spend $20 on a steak when I can buy a palmy. You know?
Exactly. But even then, I wouldn't get a steak even if it was a really nice cut. You might get I don't really know steak cuts, but say it was a really expensive cut at say...
a ribeye.
I say an RSL.
Yeah.
And it's $40.
Yeah, something really nice. Yeah.
But I know that this is an RSL. This isn't known for its steaks.
Yeah.
So I know I can't justify that cost because I know it won't be that amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think steak, the flavor of natural, normal steak isn't enough to carry me through a steak.
No.
It's all about how you treat it.
Yeah.
You got to treat it nicely, you know? You got to treat that steak like a loved one.
You got to kill it humanely.
Okay. Yeah, I said loved one. You said kill it.
Well, you do have to eat the animal. It is an animal, Michael.
Only know your lover when you murder it with a blunt object.
Yeah. That's when you know the steak doesn't taste nice. I'm like,
that
did you kill this cow with a blunt object? It doesn't taste nice. But I 100%
Did you
agree.
sterilize the knife?
That's the same with...
Was it rusty?
It's the same with seafood. You know what I mean? Like, it's like... Well, my family's vegan.
Yeah.
Except for me and my brother. So I haven't had seafood in years. Like, we don't have salmon. We don't have prawns. Maybe at Christmas, but I just don't... Like, I've never... Up until last week, I've never had lobster. I've never had crab. So I was sitting there and I was with my girlfriend and another couple and they love seafood as well. And they were like, they're like, oh, this is great. And it was fun. Like, it was cool. And then I was like looking at this lobster and I'm like, what the hell do I do this? Like, how do I eat this? And they're like, oh, you just do this. And they had to like do it for me because I have no idea what I'm doing. And it was a cool, fun experience.
When you look at a lobster, you don't look at it and think, oh, I know...
I'm gonna eat. Like, I know how to eat this.
I know where to get the meat off.
But like the crazy thing is, like I got a crab, and I was like, "What the hell do I do with this?" They're like, "You snap the legs." Have you eaten crab before?
Yeah, you snap.
You snap the legs and you suck it out.
You snap the joints, and like the muscle comes out underneath the shell.
So like, who the fuck was the first person that got a crab and went, "I know what I'm gonna do."
Someone was trying.
I'm gonna snap this leg and eat the muscle that's in it. Like, what? I was like, they're like, yeah, you suck it. And I'm like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I got the meat out. Cool. But I was just like, it was just the weirdest experience for me.
Is there such thing as crab sushi? Like, can you eat raw crab?
Yeah. Or, nah, you can't eat raw crab. But, like, you can get, like, crab and stuff like that. You can get, like, crab special and all that kind of stuff. Right?
I don't know. You can get crab. You can get, like, crab on, like, say, a sushi roll.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get crab sashimi, which is like raw.
Yeah, no, I don't. No. I might be wrong. Not that I know. I don't think so. We didn't see it in Japan, did we? I don't think so.
No. It was right next to the whale.
No thanks. Oh, the shark fin soup? No.
I'm okay.
I'm going to hard pass on that one. But yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on seafood. Not amazing, but it's not horrible, but, whatever.
You don't typically do... I feel like you don't really do lobster at home. Ever. Like, it's only a...
Like, or crab.
Same with crab. It's only a going out food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think...
I just need to go to a fancy, nice restaurant and try it.
I think when I go out and buy food, I'm a little bit picky because I'm like, I don't want this to go to waste. I don't want to spend... close to $30 on a meal I might not fully enjoy. Like, I gotta love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotta love it.
Gotta love that stuff.
Yeah. That's why you don't buy steak.
You usually play it pretty safe. But then you realize halfway through your meal, you're like, I'm so boring. I've definitely tasted this before.
Yeah. I had this last week. Yeah.
Well, the other day, Lyndal and we went to the pub. Right, you joined us later on that evening.
Yeah, that was the same night I had the seafood.
But we went to the pub and we're like, let's do something different. Let's not do a palmy. Oh, and we're like, we're living on the edge.
At a palmy?
Yeah, look at us.
You're not getting a palmy
we're living.
At the local? That's a bit weird.
But we were living that night.
Yeah.
And we...
Yeah, you were.
We were just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Fucking oath.
Hey,
who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Look at us.
Not me, Lyndal.
But we got so I got a pasta. Which was...
And you said it was pretty good, right?
It was pretty good, but it's not filling in the same way that a regular pub meal is.
See, that's the thing. I 100% agree. Like, I can grab this, right? I could order the nachos. I love nachos. I 100% get it. But I don't want to eat it and be like, I'm still full. Like, a palmy, I know, like, fills me to the brim. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
I'm struggling on those last few chips on a palmy.
Yeah. You're having those couple last mouthfuls and you're like, oh, God, my stomach hurts.
This actually could have been smaller and I would have been happy.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas the pasta, I'm just like, there's room in my stomach.
Yeah.
And so what we did was, it might sound like a lot of food, but it really wasn't. So Lyndal...
Yeah, you got garlic
Lyndal got a Thai beef salad. Which is kind
it?
Of fun. Yeah, she loved it.
Kind of fun.
Yeah,
wow.
I tried it too. It was pretty fun.
Pretty fun. Yeah.
But and then we also got a garlic and herb pizza.
That's pretty good.
Between us.
I've had that
so
before.
We shared it. But we finished the pizza, which is the size of a pizza. Like we had 4 pieces of
pizza's the size of pizza.
Bread plus our meals.
Yeah.
And so
a little GB on the side.
I think,
bro.
Look, we experienced it, and I think moving forward, we probably won't do it again.
Hey, but at least you tried it.
We did it.
Well, at our local, there's a big menu. There's a lot of things I've never tried on there before. And I'm like, oh, the nachos looks good.
Heaps.
Can I still get a chicken palmy though? Because I'm not getting anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else. I want a palmy.
Imagine if a
want a
local
palmy.
did like bring it further down to basics.
Like a burrito.
I'm not talking steak and schnitzel.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking like kebabs.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
have a kebab stand.
Oh yeah.
If you could get a kebab at a local,
Get it outsourced.
My God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a snack pack little place there.
A few local,
Yeah.
Food Mania up at Menai.
Come on, bro.
Get 'em
Have you
up
tried
there.
the new chicken place that's at Menai?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah. No, I haven't.
No.
We have about 4. So we have about 3 chicken places in our local area, like really close to each other.
Yeah.
And then we also have like 3 Thai places, all very close to each other as well. We have the one that's opened up near Little Bonnie's. We have the one above that, Mai Tai, and then there's one next to where that new chicken place is. There's 3 Thai places around here.
Is there a Thai place there?
Yeah. My parents go all the time. It's a bit more fancy. It's a bit more like sit down, a bit more. It's nice. It's good food.
I thought,
But it's like
I thought
I've had this chicken green curry before.
Yeah.
I've had it.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Do you reckon- oh, maybe they're in cahoots.
You reckon?
They're trying to monopolize an area.
They definitely could. Anyways, I love Thai food.
Maybe
Anyways, so
they're
I'm not
like-
complaining.
Maybe they're like, oh, we have friends moving into the area. They need jobs.
Thai.
Let's open up another Thai shop.
Thai shop.
Because tell
shop.
you what's strange.
What?
Okay.
We need a Mexican place, man.
Okay. Look, it's no secret.
Yeah.
We grew up in we still live in a pretty like white dominated like Caucasian area. Like there's not many. There's a few Europeans like Greek, Lebanese, maybe Italian.
There's a few, but it's predominantly
white. There's not many Asian. There's not much Asian population.
No.
And there's not much Indian or like Middle Eastern population.
Still plenty of restaurants though. Delicious food.
Yeah. Who do you see working at these Thai restaurants?
Them.
Where are they coming from?
Outside the area, obviously, Michael.
Do you reckon?
Oh, they might live around
They
here.
must do.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But if I want Thai food, I want someone who's, I was about to say Chinese. That's just racist, isn't it? That's just inappropriate.
Chinese.
If I was getting Indian
We're
food...
keeping that in.
Yeah, no, leave
That's an
it.
honest
That's fine.
mistake.
That's
not
not
racist.
No, it's just stupid. That's
It's
what it
just
is.
dumb.
It's just dumb. Like if I want Indian food, I want someone who's Indian cooking it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I think that.
That's not discrimination. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. It's how the cookie crumbles.
I feel like the thing that just happened where you just said
Chinese.
No. Well, yeah, but like but you said, I said it's not racist, and then you said it's just stupid. I'm like, I feel that way a lot. I'm like, oh,
No,
this
that's
person-
racist. No, they're just dumb.
yeah.
Yeah. They don't mean it in
This
like
person-
a racist way.
yeah,
They're just being
yeah.
stupid.
They just don't see
Anyways,
the big picture.
that's funny. Michael, have you ever been in a movie theater where someone clapped at the end? Like in your life?
Yeah,
A couple times.
It happens. I feel like it's more regular that it happens.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in a movie where they clapped.
I feel like I always do. See, I think it's a very typical, like, maybe everyone does it. I just burped into the mic. Someone might have heard it. But
maybe. One of the millions probably did.
you know when like you're at Christmas.
Yeah.
And you're the last family left at your extended family's place.
Okay, yeah.
And you get up from your chair and you go, all right.
Yeah,
And
one of
you
these
clap.
ones.
You do a clap as if like,
Come on, guys.
all right, let's hit the road.
Let's hit the frog and toad.
Well, I kind of do the same thing at the movie.
Oh, you go, all right, guys. Movie's
when
done.
I get up from my seat and I'm like, well, that was good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that was a good time. I give
good
myself
one.
a clap.
Good one.
But I'm always worried it's confused with me clapping for the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't.
And people are like, oh, are we doing that? Are we...
Oh, that's the start.
And you're like, oh, no.
Have you ever been the first clap?
Yeah.
In a crowd of claps?
100% I have.
I don't
Like
think
in school where like someone
can't
finishes a
remember.
speech and you go,
Yeah.
hopefully they hear that. And then people just go, oh, yeah. And you're like, that was me. You look at your mate, you're like, oh, that was me. I started that. But I don't think I've ever, like, I've watched good movies where I'm like, wow, that was great. But I've never clapped. No, unless someone else starts
Yeah.
it. Maybe when I was younger, but
Yeah.
I mentioned the other day, I think it was last week, we're talking about movies.
What brought this up? Were you at a movie and people clapped?
Because I haven't been to the movies since the last movie I watched at the movies, was Avengers Endgame. That was the last movie I've ever seen in the movies.
Yeah.
Which was like, what, 2 years ago?
That was one of the first movies. Actually, Infinity War.
You cried twice.
Yeah, I did. Infinity War.
Yeah.
Right? You like to bring it up.
Yeah.
Like I'm ashamed of it.
It's funny. I know. It was just a cute little thing that happened. Yeah.
You cute little bitch. You
I'm
cried.
like, you little patronize. I'm like, you little bitch. Yeah.
I was in Infinity War. That's when, like, I think that was the first time I got, like, I heard and felt a reaction like amongst the people I was watching the movie with.
Yeah.
Like, when watching the movie.
100%.
I think, I can't remember exactly the moment.
It was definitely when the snap, and it was when Spider-Man goes, "Oh, I don't feel too good."
Yeah.
That was when, like, I heard like that?
People,
like it sends like shivers up your spine. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
definitely those two movies, Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, watching it with everybody else.
It was such an experience.
So good. Like when Captain America picked up Thor's hammer.
That was the moment where everyone was like,
what?
Yeah, you could see.
Like I did that. I was like, what the heck? That's hectic.
It was a really weird, because I remember being in the cinema and I wanted, like, your reaction is to want to say, like, holy shit, like,
But
oh my
don't.
god, this thing's happened, like, and kind of not cheer, but just be like let some sort of emotion out. But then you have to remember you're in a cinema.
Yeah,
and
you're
you're
like,
like, I can't.
Have
I
you
can't,
seen?
I can't let out too much noise right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like some movies have made me want to clap. Like Endgame made me want to clap
for sure. I
'Cause
think
I'm like-
we might have clapped. I don't know. I don't remember.
But I understand, like, unless you're at a premiere, there's no
clap.
need to clap, because no one can see you or hear
Well, I'm
you.
pretty sure we watched the opening day. We watched the opening.
We were the first
first ones. The first session, like
It was like a 10 a.m. session.
10 a.m. on like a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
And I remember I had work Tuesday night until like 3 a.m. And I remember you guys walked into my room and you were like, "Oi, get up, the movie's here." And I was like, "All right, we're going to the movies." I was like, "Oh," and I got changed and went. It was a good time.
I remember, like, planning for that day, because as soon as tickets got released, I said to people,
I'm going.
I was
this
like,
session.
I was like, I'm going this session. Come if you want, but you don't have to. Like, I'm just going as soon as I can,
I'm
kind
going
of
for
thing.
sure.
Because I definitely wasn't gonna go like a second session or later in the afternoon or the next day, because I couldn't, like. I think I'd see spoilers.
It was fine. And then I remember, because we were first session, the person came in, they made like an announcement to the theater. They're like, "Can you guys not talk about the movie when you leave? Because people have it. Even the workers want to see it, and you guys might spoil it."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely one of the movies that, like, shivers. But I don't remember clapping. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
I don't think I clapped, but
It's like when the plane lands.
definitely-
It's like, who claps, bro? You loser.
you're that guy. That
Yeah.
claps,
What do you clap the mailman when he delivers the mail? Like, come on, bro.
Have you ever seen Friends with Benefits, the movie?
No.
There's a little bit in that movie where people keep calling the guy, like one of the main characters, an asshole, because he says the planes basically fly themselves and pilots don't do anything.
Well, I mean, it's sort of
just,
true.
It's
like
just a funny little
right?
bit. Like, every time I hear of someone clapping when the plane lands,
You're clapping a computer.
I'm like, they don't even fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
they do it. You're clapping a plane,
Yeah, literally.
not a pilot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Metal. You did a good job today.
Thank you, Edgend.
Thank you, ones and zeros.
The little
You did a good job. Speaking of ones and zeros, I had to do these funny Zoom call today. It was funny. I had 2 Zoom calls today. So I had.
Why are you zooming?
So my university is still technically remote. So what they're trying, like, they save so much money by making it remote, right?
Oh, but they lose so much money by making it remote.
Nah.
No,
When it comes
they
to, like,
do.
oh well, nah, I don't think so. I reckon they do it on purpose. The
Okay,
bitches. But
give you. I don't know.
yeah, you go.
I'm going to stop you right there.
All right, I'm halting.
Sydney University. My dad used to work there. Don't know if I can technically, like, say this on the podcast, but who cares?
Do it anyways, bro.
He doesn't work there anymore. But when they lost international students, they lost 1/3 or something.
How do they just lose them?
because they all have to go back overseas to their families during
Was
COVID.
your dad working there during COVID?
Yeah, when COVID started.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so they started. My dad was near retirement anyway, so it was pretty fortunate that it lined up.
Yeah.
But they said basically like we're gonna take volunteer layoffs with a payout.
Yeah.
And then they started to just start laying, like they needed to start laying people off.
Like they would have lost money.
They were down like hundreds of millions of dollars in
international students. But they
international students.
You got to weigh it up. Like then there's like thousands of people that aren't on campus. They don't need to run the lights, equipment.
It doesn't add up to hundreds of millions.
I'm just saying it could.
Education.
Work it out.
Education's a rip-off.
You
it's a huge rip-off. There's no way it costs 40 grand to put someone through uni.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying they're saving money by by just not allowing people to go on campus.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Well, my little brother raised the question of why he was still paying like campus maintenance fees.
Yeah. That's the same with us.
Yeah.
Like our fees haven't changed, but we're not going to uni.
We're not going to uni.
Like, how does that even happen? Like public transport and stuff like that. Like the uni has a bus that drives people to the station. What's that even like?
Not
why are we
anymore.
still paying for that?
Yeah.
You know
My uni's back normal, basically.
Yeah. Mine's not.
Although there are an increased number of classes that are online.
Yeah, well,
so it's like I don't know,
because it's my final year, so it was for my thesis,
right?
So instead of doing like speeches in front of people, they did speeches on Zoom. But for this other subject I have, it's all back to what do you call it? Like in person. It's all back to in person. But at the start of session, I told them that like I won't be able to come in, and I like basically convinced them that can I do the subject remotely, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. So it's good. But I had a presentation today, so they were all set up in an auditorium doing the presentation, and I was on a Zoom call in the auditorium, and I could hear them talking and like the echoes and stuff, and I'm just like sitting in my pajamas on my computer like,
what?
Okay. And then they're like, it was really good because like they were nice enough to let me do that. Like they could have just been like, nah, you have to come in. Like they were very nice enough to do that. And then they went then it was my turn.
Did you not dress up for it?
I didn't turn on my camera. Like, I'm not turning on my
really?
camera. Screw that. So then it was my turn to speak, and because I wasn't there, like they just gave me like a small little part at the end. So then I read out like my script, and then like they're like, "Yeah, cool, like good job." I was like, "Thanks, guys." It was the weirdest thing ever.
It's kind of cute though.
It is. It was really. They were so
wholesome.
nice. Like the guy, I heard the guy talking, and he's like, "Oh, we hope you learned something. We apologize, because of all the COVID." And I'm like, no worries, guys. It's all good. And then I had to do another one this afternoon. This was for my thesis. So I had to like do a speech in front of like a couple supervisors about what I did.
Right.
And I just love it because it's so chill. Instead of like sitting in front of like a group of people and you're like,
yeah.
I was just sitting there. I read off my script. I was like, yeah, done. And then they're like asking questions, and I was like kicking back, and I was like, well, if you think about it, you do this and that. And they're like, oh, yeah. It's just like, it's just so much better. I'm like, I wasn't even stressed about it at all. I mean, like, I hope I passed, but it was like, it was just so much more, like, you're doing a speech, in front of like 20 people.
Yeah.
But like, you can't see them.
It doesn't feel
as far
like
as you're
20
concerned,
people.
you're just talking to a microphone and you're like, cool, that's it.
Yeah,
it was so great. It was just
good.
funny those two Zoom calls I had today.
I think,
anyways, it was fun.
I think the world's gonna change after.
I think so as
comes
well.
Back. See, I'm not sure. At the same time,
how are you with public speaking?
I'm okay with it.
You're a bit of a teacher, so you think.
Yeah, but even in high school, I was okay with it.
You're alright with it. Yeah.
I think from memory, there's only one time that I was super super nervous about public speaking, and it was a one-on-one English speech.
Oh, I remember this one. We all had to do it.
In, I think, year 10.
Yeah.
And we had to go in a room with a teacher one-on-one and say our speech to the teacher.
Yeah.
And I was more nervous for that one-on-one than I was like doing assemblies in front of the whole school.
Yeah. Bit weird, isn't it?
Which is, strange.
It's weird how sort of some things are more stressful than others.
I remember once I was, I was a house captain, which is like a school, not a school captain, but like a sports captain during high school. It's a bit of a nerd.
No one really cares. Like, to be honest,
But-
does anyone care?
But because of that, I had to do some like assembly stuff.
I'm jealous.
And I had to do some speeches and things like that. Well,
I remember the one time you had to do it. You didn't have to do it. So
Are you talking about the one that I went shh?
Yeah.
Everyone was talking, and I was starting off this assembly, and
like,
I made I went shh through the mic, and the principal looked at me and was like he was not pleased. He didn't seem.
What else are you gonna do? Well, that day,
because I was standing there and no one stopped talking. I was
you had
like,
a good
whatever.
position because you wouldn't normally do the assemblies. But I remember that day, like the school captain and like the vice captain were away or something.
Yeah.
So you got given like the role of normally someone else would do it, and then you got given it. And I remember me and Charlie, our best mate, were like sitting near each other, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Michael," and you go shh, 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 shh. And everyone's like sort of pipes down. But like I probably would have done the same thing. Like,
it's just like
either you just stand there awkwardly and wait in front of the whole school for everyone to shut up, or you go shh. Shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Nah, you did a
But
good job.
I think also it wasn't a super formal. I don't think it was a super formal assembly, so I could.
I don't really remember.
I could kind of get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, good on you.
Anyways.
You look. Yeah, see, the thing is with public speaking, like I've done it a few times at uni, and uni's weird. Like school, I was always nervous, but uni, I'm like in the mindset of like we all have to do this. It's like if I screw up, everyone's gonna screw up. Like I don't really care.
Right.
Like I get up and I'm like, yeah, like. You just sort of act like, like we all have to do this. Let's just get it out of the way. You know what I mean?
So I find professionally it's way easier.
Yeah.
I'm way more comfortable doing it at uni or at
work.
school.
Yeah.
At school, like absolutely, I'll get in front of anyone and do a speech or say something.
Yeah.
But
school was just different.
But when I've done like 21st mate like speeches for my mates, I find that I'm more nervous for those because they're your friends and you actually kind of care about what they think of you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I don't want to mess this up because I'm in front of mates.
Yeah.
Like, I want this to be good for them also.
You do a good 21st
But
speech,
I want to...
thank
you, sir. Thank you.
You did our mate Charlie's.
Yeah.
Which was really good. That was really funny. Because I remember we sort of wrote it together. I remember we were driving back from the snow.
Yeah,
and we were
like
writing down
thinking
things.
of ideas, yeah.
And you said a couple of jokes. I'm like, bro, those are good. Write those down. And then you did my one.
I did your one.
Which was also good.
That's the only two
I think that's the only two you've done, right? Yeah. Both good. Good job.
But yeah. It feels good.
The worst
after you finish your 21st speech, and someone says like, man, that was a good... I'm like, hell yeah. You ride that high all night.
Yeah. The worst is when you do a speech and you get the microphone and you start talking and you can hear your voice being shaky.
Yeah.
You're like, like it's just like the most terrifying feeling because you just can't shake it. You just can't shake it.
Yeah.
Yeah, worst. But
I always, whenever I see someone speaking and I can see that they're nervous, I'm like, I root for
man.
them.
Like, come on, you got this.
Internally, I'm like, come on, you got it. Like, let's get it on.
Then you sort of cringe a bit. You're like, come on, man, just get through it. Just get through it. I do agree. Yeah, that's the worst. So your brother's got a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
So weighted blankets, which is...
Why did he get it?
So I don't know. They were at Big W. They're kind of famous right now. They're kind of like trending. Have you seen stuff on social media about them? Like,
I've heard of them. I've
there's
never
ads
seen
for
any...
them and stuff. So I don't know why. Like, have you ever? Okay, here's what I can compare it to. Have you ever stayed in a hotel room and the dune is real heavy and you sleep really well?
Yeah.
Do you know
what
I
mean?
I
don't think that's because of the dune. I just think it's because it's like a
hotel. It's the weight of it. It's
always so comfy.
It's the feel. It's the weight.
And they tuck in and they tuck it nice and tight.
Yeah, well, that's part because
maybe that's why
that adds weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why don't you just instead of buying a weighted blanket, why don't you just make your bed, Liam? Have you tried that? That's just laziness.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
I couldn't care less.
So he bought a weighted blanket. They were at Big W for like $20 or something.
$20?
He bought a 7-kilo weighted blanket, which when you
is it big? Fit over double bed?
It's not. It's not huge. It's probably like it's a single person. It's like a single bed size.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like for a double bed, it's not quite suited, but you could put it over one person if there's only one person in the bed.
Yeah.
But so it's 7 kilos. He like bundled it up and threw it at me, and I didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's like catching a medicine ball." And I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
Yeah, ouch.
So his is 7 kilos. They get up to 20 kilos.
Yeah. So you were saying they get up to 20 kilos,
which is nuts.
Which is like, if you know what 20 kilos feels like, it's like pretty heavy.
It's heavy.
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy.
Like a metal, like the metal barbell. Oopsies. The metal barbell at a gym is 20 kilos.
That's nuts.
Imagine that just lying on you all
top
night.
of you. Yeah. Well,
You'd suffocate.
It's a comfort thing, I think. Maybe
like
it takes you back to the day you're in the womb.
Yeah,
and
you
got that nice you got tucked into the liquid that's in the womb. You know what I mean?
The womb, yeah. We've all been there.
What's the sack?
Right? We literally have all been there.
We have all been there.
We've literally all been in the womb. No one hasn't.
Yes.
You can't say otherwise.
I was about to say, except for like test tube babies. But then again,
don't they get
put? Yeah, they get put in there. Cool. So they get
you like my little noise effect?
Like shoop. They get so they fertilized outside the womb. And
that's nice, Michael.
Inserted.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Inserted?
No,
Is that the word?
We're good.
Sucked up.
We've figured it out. We're good to go. I think we've all got the clear picture.
I don't. Let me explain one more time. So
let me go through it.
Weighted blankets, but when you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see through it. And
what's in it?
I think lead beads.
Oh man, lead beads.
Like metal beads.
They're toxic.
No, well, not only if you eat them.
Oh, okay.
You're not eating them, sure.
What if it falls into your mouth? Did Liam think about that?
Don't swallow.
Okay. I honestly would have thought it was sand. I would have thought it was like some sort of sand.
It's not really sand, I don't think.
Okay.
Because I think sand will get out. But they're like little, because so the how do you explain this? So it's like, imagine a blanket. It's kind of in it's in grids.
Oh, and
it's like sewed down into grids, and there's little pockets of like lead beads, and they like sit on top of you.
But is the pockets nice and tight so the leads don't like if
fall
you hold
to
it
one
upwards,
side
they don't fall down?
No, they all fall to one side of the pocket.
Really?
Yeah, but you don't really notice it when it's on you because it just kind of fills
up.
It's
just cheap. That's big W.
So yeah,
crap.
I'm really excited to
look. If I'm at Kmart and there's one for $10, I'm gonna buy one.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But Liam reckons he's been sleeping way better.
Really?
And I actually, because it's been so cold around these parts lately.
Around these parts,
I've actually started. You can see here, I've started putting extra blankets on top of my dinner.
Yeah,
and I think.
Do you even feel that? Because I've done that before. I don't feel it.
I think it's. I think I do feel it. It's a bit warmer, but it's definitely a weight thing. I think the weight is helping me sleep a bit more.
Everyone, like, I know what you mean. When you hop into bed and you have all your layers, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm nice and tucked in. Yeah. I do agree.
I don't know. Something about having some like weight through you is nice. I don't know why.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool. If you have a weighted blanket, let us know.
Yeah.
But you went to the city the other day, you were saying.
I did.
And you had a bad time, Michael. Do you want to explain?
No, I had a great time.
Okay.
The city, I went out with some mates at uni. Because of uni, they just graduated. I haven't graduated because I'm a pleb and I failed some subjects.
God, you're dumb.
But that's okay. You know, life moves on.
When do you graduate?
It should be end of this year, assuming I didn't fail the subjects that I just handed my final assessments in for.
Fair enough.
So we will see at the end of that.
Uh-huh.
And if I come back in 3 weeks and tell you that I don't want to do the podcast anymore, it's probably because I'm stressed about failing my subjects.
Okay. So we have 3 more weeks left of this podcast if things go badly. So lap them up now, ladies and gentlemen, before it all goes downwards.
Yeah, soak it up while you can.
Yeah.
But so wait, where was I? Oh, I went out to the city. Guess how much the entry was?
I could guess because you told me, but I'm going to guess again.
Guess how much the entry was? Don't guess over.
$70.
That just makes my $40 look very inconsiderate.
Did we talk about that on the podcast when someone tells you to guess and you overshoot the guess?
And then it makes the real number look
as impactful,
insignificant.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly what I did.
Guess how old I am now.
You're like, 73.
It's like, imagine a little kid came up to you and they're like 3 or 4 and they're so excited it's their birthday.
Yeah.
And you say to them, and they say, guess how old I am? And you say,
14.
5. And they say, no, I'm only 3. And they get all upset and sad. And you say, oh, wow, only 3?
Welcome to the real life.
But I don't think kids would get that. They would just say,
they'd be like, silly goose.
Yeah, they'd be like, no, I'm 3.
Is that what they sound like?
I'm like, I'll kick you.
Are you 3? You caught it in the head, mate.
Yeah, but sometimes
don't. Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes, I'm saying it.
No, continue.
Do you ever You know when
you want to punch a kid in the face?
No, you don't punch a kid in the face. No,
all the time.
I'm talking like this sounds bad because Lyndal has nieces and nephews, but I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about like in public.
Yeah.
There's an annoying kid who's maybe like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And you just wonder like how hard you could kick him.
It's very true.
You know what?
It's often a question I think about a lot. You see a cat, an annoying dog. You're like, God, how far can I punt you?
And part of you hopes you're like I'm not
Field
even
goal it 40 meters.
It's not even to cause harm or pain.
I'm just curious.
It's more just like I just kind of want you out of my vicinity.
Yeah.
And violence is the only answer.
If I was forced at gunpoint to kick this little annoying dog,
yeah,
could I field goal it? Could I get the 10? Could I get the 2 points for my local footy team?
In my head, the outcome isn't that it's hurt; it's that it looks at me and it realizes,
he could kick me pretty far.
Yeah, he could kick me pretty far, and then it stops being.
Do
annoying.
I have an aura of a man who can kick things pretty far? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do people go, oh yeah, he's got pretty big legs, he can kick me pretty far?
Oh,
so do little kids see that and they go, I'm going to stop yelling because this man could kick me pretty far? How much does a 3-year-old weigh?
They're pretty heavy, I think.
7? 8
20.
kilos? Nah.
That's a newborn baby.
Yeah.
That's like
20. 20?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't think I could kick something 20 kilos. That's pretty heavy.
I think a 7 or 8 year old's probably about 30 kilos.
Imagine a discus throwing it. Grabbing it by the leg.
7 or 8 year old? Is that what you said?
Very violent, but I'm curious. You know when you imagine getting a little kid, no one in particular, just a kid.
What's the best way to throw a kid?
Grabbing it by the foot and like doing a quick rotation, like a discus,
like
throw,
a hammer curl.
Hammer curl, yeah.
So
you're going, whoom,
not
and
a hammer curl, a hammer throw.
Hammer throw.
Hammer curl's the exercise.
I'm thinking the discus where they tuck it in, but leaving it out's better. Where they kind of go.
Yeah. One hand on each foot.
No,
like
I'm
leg?
holding like one.
Oh.
Only one, because the further they are away, the more perpetual motion.
Kids have big heads, so you want their weight towards the end of their body.
Exactly right.
So you hold them by the foot and you swing them as hard as you can round like 3 circles. I think 3 spins.
3 or 4.
3 or 4 spins is good.
I reckon I could throw it like a 20 kilo weight, hammer throw, 30 meters. Imagine a soccer field, so halfway is 50. So like what? 30 is about halfway through halfway?
Yeah, about that.
I reckon that's pretty respectable. Maybe a bit further.
It's like edge of the box to...
Yeah, it's like in between there.
Yeah.
It's a decent throw.
That's a decent throw. I don't know if I could throw a kid. Kids are a bit more awkward shaped than like a 20 kilo weight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to be thinking aerodynamics here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their big head's going to weigh them down a bit.
I would like to throw a hammer, from the hammer throw in the Olympics, like
how
just
much
to
do
see
they weigh?
how expensive they are. Not expensive, how much they weigh. I think they're like 8 kilos.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're they're heavy,
like a newborn baby,
but they're not Hold up.
Maybe that's where the sport got invented.
Newborn baby on a string, hammer throwing.
That's where it came from. They got the newborn babies they didn't like and hammer threw them. They're like, wait, I can throw. They're like, I can throw further than you.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about we're talking about the city.
Oh,
so you went to the city.
Okay, so I went to the city. Went to a place called World Bar.
World Bar.
It's on Darling Harbour, next to the IMAX. If you know Sydney, you know where it is. They asked.
We've been there before.
It was probably about midnight on a Friday night, which isn't too late for the city.
No.
We lined up. There was no line.
Yeah.
It took like 5 minutes in the line.
Yeah.
And they were like $40 entry.
And
we were like,
get fucked?
F that. No chance.
No chance.
And so we just walked to the local Scary Canaries up the road. And that was...
You can't be asking that much when there's so many places around that charge way less.
Nothing. Yeah. It costs nothing to enter
like, you just go to a bar and it's free entry. Like, your place isn't that cool. It doesn't make me want to be there. Unless they had an event on that day that made them special. That's just dumb. I've been to the city, so...
It was a quiet night too, because it was so cold.
Oh, it's freezing.
No one wants to go out when it's cold.
No. I was there. I was in the city Saturday.
Right.
So we went. We had prees. Got on a train. We were going to a particular place because a friend was going there. I think it was Pontoon, I think. Anyways, we're on the way. Group split up because a few of us were really hungry.
Right.
So we went to KFC before we get to the club, which is a great idea. We went to KFC and then we went to the place and it was full. So this guy's like, oh, sorry, like it's full. And like, this is just how dodgy like it can be. So we called a mate and we're like, bro, it's full. We can't get in. And he's like, I went up to him and like asked if we could like, if there's any way they can get in. So what the security guard was doing was taking cash and then going up to the place and saying that they had a booking to get in.
Right.
So we went up. So we were in a group. And then he came over and he was telling us to sort of go away sort of thing. So we're not like in front of the place.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend was like, is there any way you can get in? And he's like, if you're willing to make a donation, I might be able to get you in. And we're like, this is so sleazy. But like, all right, how much? He's like $70. And there was 5 of us. So I was like, all right, whatever.
Was it free entry otherwise?
No, it was $10 when you get in there.
It's not too bad.
It was
like,
$20.
I would
but
pay
it was
$20 entry.
It was so sleazy. Because like, it was going straight to him. So he goes, all right, I'm going to go up. I'm going to tell my boss you guys had a booking and you guys are late. So come on in. So he comes over and he tells his boss and then we cut the line. We got in. But I'm like, bro, this is so dodgy. But
he would be so fired.
Oh, yeah.
For taking bribes to let people in.
Or he splits it with his mates anyways.
Yeah,
like
maybe the house just gets it anyway.
Yeah. But many months ago, the same thing happened. We're in the same place.
Right.
We want to go to a place we wanted to and it was packed. And then we went to this other place. It's called the Sporting Globe, which is this random bar. Like on that strip, that same place that you went to.
Yeah.
In the city, free entry. It was just this bar with a couple dance floors. And it was so much fun. We had a great time. But like it wasn't any of the big named clubs that like many people are known for. But it was just so much fun. And it's like, why are these people charging $40 for a dance floor when you can go down the road and go pay $0 for a very similar dance floor?
I tell you, I think I know the answer.
What is
by just charging entry in general?
Yeah,
you're attracting a certain type of person.
Okay.
It's more
sophisticated,
more there for like it's a world
class
bar where you pay and you got to look fancy, like or you kind of go to like the rich boys go to pick up the rich girls type of thing. You know what I mean?
Is that what you're doing?
No, we were just like looking for a cheap night.
Nah, you're not going to get one at a $40 place.
No, we're just like, fuck that. And we were in line with people, like we saw people in line with us and I could kind of tell like, you're not my type of people.
Yeah.
Like I know, yeah, you're all wearing white shirts.
Oh, okay, button-ups. What were you wearing? Just a t-shirt?
No, I was wearing...
were you wearing your boots?
Corduroy jacket.
Of course.
Yeah. I was wearing a white t-shirt underneath, but
there's
like,
nothing wrong with that.
You know, white button-ups, like
nice
linen button-ups. I'm like, it's cold. You should have more on.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, man, yeah.
But you just think, I know that you're not my type of people. And so I think the people in there would be a bit like that, a bit kind of think they're better. Yeah. Because they're paying for entry.
Yeah.
Whereas you go down the road to a free bar and it's just a bunch of happy people having a happy time.
Having a happy time.
You're like,
because they're like, why would I spend $40 on entry when I can spend $40 on drugs and alcohol?
It's to separate the classes, Sean.
You think so?
They're trying to keep that poor. The poor and the rich. They're trying to. Yeah, I don't know.
I knew it.
Can't really explain.
I always knew they were doing that. Now that you painted it that way, I'm just furious. All right, do you want to go through these Tinder things?
What time is it?
It's we've got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we'll do it. So, do you want to read the ones from Lyndal?
I will. Okay. So you are Lyndal right now.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to play Lyndal.
And I'm trying to woo you.
Oh, okay.
All right, you ready?
It's a bit strange that we're reading things from guys trying to get with my current girlfriend.
It is a bit strange,
but that's okay.
But you're the gatekeeper.
Oh,
you're the one that goes, I've got the girlfriend.
I get to decide whether
you
they
go,
can come
that
in.
Was pretty close. You can have a crack if you want.
All right, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This first one.
Yeah.
Hey Michael, how you going? They didn't say that, but I'm just trying to woo you. The only reason I'd kick you out of bed would be to fuck you on the floor. That's very direct, isn't it? How you feeling after that? I
admire the confidence. You may hook up with my girlfriend.
Oh, really? Hell yeah. Maybe that's just the way I presented it because I'm just so confident.
Yeah, look.
That's a bit forward, isn't it?
This makes me wonder. It's very typical for guys to like they're at the disadvantage on social, like on dating apps, right?
They're already fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, they're already fighting an uphill battle. But with stuff out there like that, it makes me wonder why. Because surely it's not hard to stand out, right?
I guess it could be. What are you trying to say?
Maybe.
Does this guy stand out, or does he?
No,
not stand
I
out?
say he doesn't stand out.
No, I don't think he does
But
at
like,
all.
I can imagine just being kind of nice.
Imagine Lyndal would
Would
just
stand out.
like
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd see that if I was a girl, hypothetical girl, right?
Yeah.
Say that, and I'm like, that's weird.
Gross.
Yeah, kinda
too
gross.
much, too soon.
Way too forward.
Yeah.
Unless he's extremely handsome like myself, that's just
it.
not going to cut it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Here we go. Here's another one.
Let's do it.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
No, you don't reply yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, hey there. I'd totally let you bend me over your knee. A laughing face emoji.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that.
So this person's into some spanking.
Some spanking, obviously.
Oh. I dig it.
You dig it?
Yeah.
This one's a bit better than the first one, I reckon.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah.
It's a bit forward still.
Yeah,
Is
there's a
it-
lot of forward
it's-
stuff on it. It's not a hey, how are you?
It's from a girl, right?
Yeah, this one's from a girl.
So
Yeah.
I'm see, this is bad. Because I'm thinking, okay, no, look.
How did you guess that?
Because why? Like, I don't think it would be very typical for a guy to message something like that.
Yeah, true.
Plus, I'm pretty sure I've seen them, and it jogged my memory, and I'm
Yeah.
like, pretty sure it's a girl.
Fair enough.
But it makes me wonder, right?
Mm.
I'm almost more forgiving of it because it's a girl.
Ah.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm
What's
like,
up with that double
girls.
standard?
Yeah, it's a double standard. I'm like, girls can't be sleazy.
But if a guy says, I'd totally let you bend me over your knee, and assuming spank them.
But it's still
That's a bit
forward.
weird.
But it's still forward.
Yeah.
But when a guy's forward, it's gross. But
But
I
the-
didn't have that instant reaction.
But the
I was
first guy's
like,
literally
oh,
said, fuck you. That's a bit forward.
That's forward.
That's
The
a
language
bit
is
weird.
forward.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
How about this one? This one's
Okay.
from a guy.
Yeah,
You
let's
ready?
go.
I'd honestly
Yeah, but that last one was weird. It's still forward. It's
still
like,
forward and strange.
we don't know each other.
Out of 10, what would you give it?
I might not be into spanking.
Yeah.
You, I mean.
I'd say the first one, I'd give it like a straight 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
Bit
okay.
strange.
Yeah.
The second one, what would you give it?
Probably like a 3.
That's a little bit better, but
Yeah.
not great.
Just the vulgarness isn't there.
This one's ready. This one's, I'd honestly love to smash you and then take you on a shopping spree. Offer expires soon. That's a bit better. You got a little bit of a shopping spree if you let it happen.
It's like grossly forward at the beginning.
But it's quite
It's
nice.
like, I would love to smash you. I'm like, that's a bit much. But then it's like, oh, but then I'll take you on a shopping spree and make it worth your while.
Hmm.
And then it even goes further and says, offer expires soon, as in like, take it or leave it. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite admirable.
So I'd let you talk to my girlfriend.
I personally would smash that bloke
Hmm.
and then take him up on that shopping spree.
It does make me curious.
Yes.
Is there actually a shopping spree? Like if you did something and you're like, and then a girl's like, all right, are you going to take me shopping now? And so would the guy be like, oh, I was just joking? And they're like, wait, what? You offered
No,
it.
this was part of a
Yeah.
trade agreement.
Yeah. You are now my sugar daddy.
Sex-
How does that work?
Sex for shopping,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, literally. It's a slippery slope. Oliver. This guy's Oliver.
Oh.
Oliver. Watch out.
Oliver.
Watch out, buddy.
I say last name? Just out of interest.
This
won't.
one's I think my favorite because
Yeah,
Linda
go on.
replied to it, which is
Oh,
hilarious.
okay.
So this guy said, "Does the carpet match the curtains?"
Okay.
And then Lyndal said, "Holy fuck! I thought you were attractive until then." Wow.
Good response.
That's a great
I think that's a great
response.
way to shut it down.
Yeah, that's just like oh man. Imagine saying that, and then this
Yeah.
girl says, "I thought you were attractive, but never mind."
Do
The guy's like, "Oh shit."
you know what I think it might be? All right. I think the reason guys pull shit like this
Mm.
is because it already feels like they're not going to get a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
they say, "Fuck it, who cares?" Like I'll just say whatever, and I kind of had fun with it in a kind of gross way.
They're
But
just
kind-
throwing
but-
shit at
yeah,
the
they're-
wall and
yeah.
hoping it sticks.
Yeah, kind of
And
like
then for a lot of people, it works.
they're not thinking about it too hard.
It's all
And
about
for
confidence.
that one desperate person that is willing to stoop to that level, like
But they
like
could have got a
Lyndal,
shopping spree out of it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You taking Lyndal on a shopping spree?
I mean, no. because I have self-worth.
I'd watch out if I was you.
I'm not made of money.
You know what I mean?
I'm not made of money, and I don't smash. I make love.
Would it be better if it was like, let's make love, and then I'll take you on a shopping spree? That's a bit better. I feel like that's a bit nicer.
How about, all right, here's this.
Yeah.
I've hit you up on Tinder, okay?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Sean. How you going?
Good.
Would you like to make love with me? And then afterwards, we'll split the bill at a nice dinner.
I thought you were attractive until then. Wow. That's disappointing. This one says, this one's a little fact.
Yeah.
Did you know that during sex, men lose 101 calories and women lose 69 calories? That 3.6, that, I think that's meant to say that's 3.6 calories per minute. We should try it. 3.6 calories per minute.
That doesn't sound right.
101 divided by 3.6. That's like half an hour.
Wait.
Okay, Marv. Whatever you say, buddy.
Half an hour. Does anyone really last half an hour, Sean?
No, that's just stupid. This one's dumb. That's a 1 out of 10. That's stupid. This one says, I don't have MySpace, but add me on Snapchat.
See, that would be a funnier pickup line than one previous.
Yeah.
If he said, that's 200 calories a minute.
That's 1,000 calories a minute or something stupid.
Yeah, because it's like,
I understand the joke.
Like 15 seconds or something.
But now you're boasting about it, which is just
yeah, because now it's weird.
This one's funny. It says,
bit of self-deprecation's good.
This one says, I don't have MySpace, but add me on Snapchat. Or text me with the number. I'm not going to read it out. And then the person replied later, because Lyndal didn't reply, and said, okay, Karen.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, I got the number here. I can read it out right now, and people can text this bitch.
What's the male equivalent of a Karen?
Michael.
Yes. Get ready, Michael. The calls are coming. All right. Is that all?
No, there's a couple more.
Oh, jeez.
This one's
keep them coming. These are interesting.
All right, I got 2 left. This
Okay.
one. Cereal, soup, yogurt, and Lyndal from Tinder. These are the things I want to spoon in my life. Pretty creative. Pretty good.
That's kind of cute.
This one's my favorite.
I feel like he's a romantic.
This one's my favorite one ever.
Okay.
This wins. 10 out of 10. Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Let me be your daddy. Done. Do you need to say anything more than that? You don't.
Don't
you don't need to
really.
beat around the bush.
Is that really?
He's one.
I think
Let me be your
Lyndal's crazy for being with a guy like me.
What did you say?
Do you honestly want to know?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever told our little dating story.
No.
So my Bumble profile at the time was all about fruit storage. Don't ask why.
God, you're dumb.
Yeah, I know, but it worked. But
clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit storage, like where you keep your fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so Bumble gives you like prompting questions for your profile.
Yeah.
So you can like write your profile and it's only like a small little sentence, like maybe enough room for a joke. And then they give you prompting questions that are like,
and you have to answer them.
My favorite thing is, or like my favorite song is, or whatever. And my little thing was, I'm passionate about fruit storage. Which is, I honestly do think this. All fruit should be stored in the fridge, except for bananas.
Okay.
All fruit.
Okay.
That's a bold
statement.
I like cold fruit. It's a lot better.
It's a bold statement.
And I had this, and I'm like, this is kind of It's a way. It's something to at least start talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
And then I had as my profile, like my prompts as like, what's something you're passionate about, and it says fruit storage. And then it was like, what's a hill you'll die on? And it's like, all fruit should be stored in the fridge.
Okay.
And then like it was all about, but I kept relating it back to fruit like a psychopath.
Like a funny dude.
Yeah. I'm like,
a psychopath. That's more the word I was
it's just a little funny thing.
Was
and
it?
Lyndal messaged me, because Bumble girls have to message first after we matched. And we started talking about fruit storage and we just hit it off. Like the chemistry was there. Yeah. It was great. And then like a week later, I was like, let's meet up. And then the rest is history. She caught feels on the second date. Don't let her tell you otherwise. It's true.
Really? She's a big liar, is she?
Yeah.
When did you catch feels then?
Oh, third.
Not yet. Not yet. You know, hasn't happened.
Not yet. No.
Yeah,
I caught feels a while ago. But it
was... A while ago? I'd hope so.
At least...
That was like a year ago,
right?
At least
a few weeks.
When's your anniversary?
God, don't test me.
Oh, here we go.
20th of the 8th.
Because someone doesn't ask the other person.
No. It is. Oh, we have good communication. We've talked about this before.
So you asked her?
20th of the 8th.
Did you ask her?
No.
Didn't think so.
Yeah, kind of.
How did it go about?
So, okay. Sean's referencing something that
Passionate. I'll die on the hill. I will. Michael believes you don't really need to ask when it comes to like you're obviously dating, right? But this is with someone that you're dating already, sort of going on dates and stuff. And Michael believes that you don't really need to be like, hey, like, would you like to be my girlfriend? It's more of like a natural, like, oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
We don't need to get into it, but that's sort of where you believe. And then that's why I was making the joke like, oh, like you guys don't have an actual date because you didn't ask, but clearly you did. So
yeah, well, we kind of did, but that was because the dynamic of our relationship had to change in order to like, well, not had to change, but like
it went from one thing to another.
It went from one thing to another without getting into too many details.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to. So you have to say whether it is or not.
So you
can't just assume in that case. But I think if you say you start seeing like a friend that you kind of regularly hang out with, or like someone, and it's pretty obvious that you guys are dating, I'm like, surely you can tell if they're still seeing other people. Like, surely.
Yeah. But I think being exclusive, like if I was dating someone, I'd still be exclusive because I want to try with that person.
Yeah.
But then it sort of makes it that point. But you didn't ask Lyndal to be your daddy? You didn't say that?
No, mummy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. She's the girl.
So you didn't say let me be your daddy?
No, I didn't. No, it's more of a mother-son relationship.
Okay.
Not a daddy-daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a difference, you know.
Hey, there's different dynamics out there. That's cool.
Everyone can have them.
We're an open podcast.
We don't kink shame.
No, we don't at all. Not on this podcast.
No.
God, no.
Couldn't
think of anything worse.
Before
you say something stupid, let's wrap it up.
No. I had a good joke. Oh no, Lyndal's joke. I gotta say it. So Lyndal made a joke on the weekend. It's been a while. The podcast episode's a bit long, but
that's all right.
Lyndal made a joke on the weekend. We were watching Harry Potter. We're working through the Harry Potters.
Boring.
Harry Potter's great.
No, it's not.
And we were talking, and she asked me, do you think J.K. Rowling had a big say in like the movies and like how the movies ended up and stuff like that? And then Lyndal said, imagine she was like directing and she'd be like, cut, J.K. Rowling.
Oh, man, Lyndal. What are we
Maybe
do?
I didn't do it justice then.
What are we gonna do?
But at the time, it was really funny
because you were like, "This joke's really funny." Like
it was said
really good.
It was said in the way you know Lyndal, right?
Not very well.
Imagine someone saying that, and I didn't quite get it at first, but then it processed, and I looked at her, and she was looking at me, basically ready to pull the finger guns out. And I was like...
I do know Lyndal's finger guns.
And
kitchen gun.
I fell in love all over again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
But yeah, Lyndal, that wasn't good. That's just...
That was alright.
I think
I thought it was really good.
Duck Mexican one was better. Like I like as soon as I heard like the joke being set up, I'm like, I know it's going to be something about JK.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you said directing, I was like,
JK Rowling.
No.
Yeah, no? Okay.
And I went downhill from there.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name has been Michael.
My name's been Sean.
You can follow the Young Crumbs podcast on Instagram at the Young Crumbs podcast. No underscores, no spaces, no dots. My Instagram is MOB_Y_Dick. That's Moby Dick. Sean, your Instagram is?
At Sean_Wall999.
That's it. That's us. Thank you for listening.
That's it. Yeah.
We've been Michael and Sean.
Michael and Sean. Anything you want to add? No.
No. See you next week.
Yeah, screw you guys.
Bye.
Losers.